All right, let's get right into it. If you think building wealth is still about climbing the corporate ladder and saving 10% for 40 years, well, you need to throw that playbook out. The game has totally changed. Today, we're breaking down the new blueprint for financial success in a world that moves way, way faster.
And who better to kick us off than the legend himself, Charlie Munger? This quote, it is everything. It perfectly captures the two-part journey we're about to map out. First, there's the grind, the really, really hard part. And then there's the acceleration. Getting to that first big milestone is the toughest battle. So that's exactly where we're going to start.
So, phase one. And look, this isn't about picking the right stock or buying a rental property. Not yet. The most critical first step is investing in yourself. Before you can even think about earning serious money, you have to build a rock-solid foundation of skills. Skills that the market is actually hungry for.
And what's the goal here? It's to develop what entrepreneur Dan Martell calls a six-figure skill. Just think about that for a second. A skill so valuable, so in demand, that it can pretty much guarantee a high income no matter how you use it, whether you're working for someone else, for yourself, or building a whole company. It's basically your personal economic engine.
And we're not talking about obscure stuff here. We're talking about things like coding, video editing, copywriting, AI automation. These are some of the most lucrative skills on the planet right now. And you know what's so cool about this? As Dan Martell points out, literally anyone can learn them. He actually learned to code while in rehab. His own 12-year-old son gets paid for video editing. The trick is to just find one that you're passionate about and go all in.
Now, this right here is a super important point. You have to understand the difference between a skill and a platform. Mastering Instagram or TikTok is great, but those platforms can change their algorithm overnight and poof, your business is gone. You're basically just renting space. But a skill, like being a great writer or a killer salesperson, you own that forever. It compounds, it grows with you, and no one can ever take it away.
Okay, so you've got that high-value skill locked down. Now it's time for phase two, launching your income engine. This is where you take that raw skill and you build a vehicle around it to generate consistent, reliable cash flow.
And what's the first big target for that engine? $10,000 a month. This is the number. This is the milestone where you prove to yourself and to the world that your model works. It's not just a hobby anymore. Think of it as your financial launch pad. Once you hit this, you know you've got something real.
So how do you get there? Well, here are the four main vehicles you can drive. Dan Martell breaks these down beautifully. You can start an agency. That's often the easiest way to get your foot in the door. Or maybe you're more of an expert, so consulting is your play. All the way up to software, which, look at those margins. You build it once and you can sell it basically forever. But listen, having a great skill and a business plan means absolutely nothing if you don't take action. This quote just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? You have to get comfortable asking for the sale. You have to ask to get paid. The pros use what's called a sell before you gild approach. That willingness to ask is what really separates the dreamers from the doers.
All right, now we get to a really fundamental turning point in this whole journey, the inflection point. This is where the real magic starts to happen. This is where you go from just earning a living to actually, truly building wealth.
And here's that number again, the one from Charlie Munger's quote, $100,000. As Kyle Invest explains so well, this is the amount where compound interest stops being some boring, theoretical thing you learn about in school and becomes a visible, powerful force that is actively working for you day and night.
Hitting this number triggers a massive mindset shift. You graduate from what's called accumulation mode, that feeling of grinding and fighting for every single dollar, into acceleration mode. Your focus isn't just on how much you can save anymore. It's about how fast your money can grow on its own. It's like your money becomes your hardest working employee.
So, you did it. You hit the inflection point. Your mindset has officially shifted. The game isn't just about saving anymore. It's about strategy. Now it's time to pour some serious fuel on that fire and activate some real exponential growth.
And here it is, your playbook for this next phase. It's a series of really high-leverage moves. You max out your tax-advantaged accounts like your 401k. You fight lifestyle inflation with everything you've got. Every raise, every bonus, that gets invested, not spent. You automate your entire financial life. And you never, ever stop investing in yourself to keep your skills sharp and your income growing.
That point about automation is so critical. Because let's be honest, willpower is a finite resource. It runs out. Discipline fails. But systems just work. By putting your investments on autopilot, you take emotion and guesswork out of the equation.
And that consistency, year after year, decade after decade, that is the absolute secret sauce to making compounding work for you.
Now for the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. This isn't really a phase you go through and then leave behind. It's a constant. It's something you're doing through this entire journey. It's the force multiplier for everything else we've talked about. Building your personal brand.
You've got to understand, in the world we live in today, your LinkedIn profile isn't just a digital resume anymore. It's not some dusty CV. It's your living, breathing professional identity. It's where you show the world what you're made of in real time.
And winning on a platform like LinkedIn today requires a whole new strategy. It's about turning your profile into a living visual portfolio of your work. It's about using AI as your creative partner to help you come up with ideas. It's about sharing real insights, not just boring updates. You're not just posting, you're building a community that trusts you.
And at the end of the day, this is why building a brand is so important. It all comes down to trust. People don't hire a resume. They don't buy from a profile. They do business with people they know, like, and trust. A strong personal brand builds that trust at scale, and that's what brings incredible opportunities right to your doorstep.
So there you have it, the modern wealth blueprint. It's a pretty powerful framework when you think about it. Your skills are the fuel. You use that fuel to start an income engine, and then you pour that income into your investments, which act as a massive accelerator. The only question left is, what are you going to build?